Okay, this video is going to take you through and give you a brief look at a grade level PLC binder. All the grade level PLC binders are pretty much the same. So I have one from first grade, and so the first thing that's in it is just our campus mission statement and the 4 questions we ask before making any instructional decisions. This is something that we had previously. And so we put that in here just to kind of keep ourselves focused. And this is a copy of the school district's PLC framework. There are 3 sections: collaborative culture, focus on the learning, and results driven. And then in each one of those are some things that might fall in that category. And I put that in there because our PLCs, of course, are going to, that's kind of like the anchor for our more campus-specific PLCs, but we're tying all of our stuff to the district's framework. So that's in there for the teachers. And so then the first thing that you see is the calendar. This is the first semester calendar. So starting with September, you can see that K1 and 2, those are their days every other week. We have 2-week rotation. And so we're working on norms for the first rotation. And so like the second rotation of PLCs, we'll be looking at trend data and so forth. And so I tried to kind of type that up as far as the first semester goes, and identifying ahead of time what exactly we're going to do. And the reason for that was, number one, we wanted to make sure that our teachers got through, most, if not all, of the 6 focus areas that we have. And also we have some protocols that are really good and helpful protocols that they're going to use quite frequently. And so this gave us an opportunity not only to model each focus area, but to model some protocols as well. Our goal then would be at the end of the semester for the teachers to take over the decisions as far as what they need to work on and what they want to do and stuff like that on their PLC time. So this is just for the first semester. And then behind the first tab is the PLC handbook. And it's just got like a brief overview of the vision, I guess, of PLCs here on our campus, and then the 6 focus areas, and then some resources towards the back. And so like, for example, there's focus area 2, which is instructional design and planning, development, and feedback. And so at the top, there's like some helpful protocols that the team might want to use if they're engaging in work that would fall under this. And then kind of just some bulleted ideas as far as if you're doing this or if you're doing this, that kind of thing falls under this focus area. And then at the bottom, we tried to include some resources that might be helpful to go along with any of this type of work. And then giving considerations to the district cultural proficiency goal that we all have, the Louisville School District Cornerstone goals and things like that. And so each page then has a different focus area. You remember we have 6, and then ideas of things that might fall within that area, and then also some helpful tools, resources, and protocols that the teachers might want to give consideration to if they're working in that area. So that's pretty much it for the handbook. And then there's some resources at the back. This was one we passed out for like member roles and responsibilities. And so when we were doing norm setting with our teachers, they referred to that also to set up some team member roles for their PLCs. And then you can see first grade's already kind of done their brainstorming on different ideas that might be helpful to set up some norms. And then they came up with their final norms. And those will just stay here in their binder. This is just a copy of like a minute taking if they wanted to use it. This particular grade level has decided that they want to do like a shared Google Doc, and so they'll be doing theirs that way. And then of course just some different rubrics and things like that that they might want to refer to, some learning target handouts and stuff like that, stuff we're already doing. So then behind this tab is where they'll keep, each time they meet, they'll keep the minutes, and then if they're doing a Google Doc, they'll just run a printout and put it behind that tab. So then you can see that the tabs after the handbook are labeled with the 3 district principles, PLC framework principles. So if you remember, it was collaborative culture, focus on learning, and results driven. And so these tabs mirror that. And so let's say that the focus area they're working on is analyzing student data. Well, then we're going to put that under the results-driven tab, because the reason we did that is because we want them to get comfortable and very fluent in the district's PLC framework. And so if we set it up with 6 tabs for our focus areas, this wouldn't really have a lot of meaning. So we wanted to say, okay, consider what you're doing as a PLC, and within which area would you consider that work to fall. And so then that's where they'll keep copies of anything that they generate in that meeting, keep it behind the appropriate tab. So that's what those are. And then we have a tab for RTI. Anytime they feel like they want to get together and talk about the the grade level students as a whole, or if someone has a need to to collaborate with their peers on some intervention ideas for a student, that would of course fall behind there. And then the next time we have PLCs, we're actually going to focus on data, and so this is just a printout of the end of the year campus trend walkthrough data that was generated for my campus. And so this is a data set that we're going to pass out to them, the next set of PLCs, and we're going to work a protocol with them, model that for them, take them through a protocol on looking at this data and what it would mean for them as a team and how it might impact their instruction. So that'll get them some good practice with some data that's kind of common to the whole campus, but then they can take and become more grade level focused as they pull their own sets of data. And then there's an admin tab. That might be if we send them like an article or a journal, article journal or something like that that we want them to read ahead of time and then maybe do something with during their PLCs, or anything we forward to them that we feel like, hey, y'all kind of consider this at your next meeting or whatever, they would just stick it right back there. And then the last one is just resources, and they can put whatever they want to put in there. This is totally their binder. I just started it off kind of with like the academic calendar they might need to refer to during a PLC, the master schedule, especially if they're going to engage in some collaborative work across the campus or observe a teacher or something like that, then they would have that to refer to as well. And like I said, they can just kind of add to that as they go. Each grade level's probably got their own resources that are beneficial and helpful to them that they want to keep in their binder. And so we kind of decided on purple. So everything PLC notebooky is purple. So that kind of keeps us organized there. And that is a look through one of our grade level binders.